the irrigation guys are in, basically welding together all this HDPE, high density polyethylene. So instead of a traditional glue joint, what they do is they basically melt the pipe, and then they have this machine that just compresses it together, and it just melts the two together. So when you're putting it, this pipe is now fused with this pipe, and then you have a seamless joint. They can weld together 200 or 300 feet, 400, 500 feet, and then they just hook it to a machine like that, and they drag it wherever they need to go. So these guys are just filling in the old greens well, getting ready for the shaper to come over, so he has a blank slate to deal with. Same thing's going on over on number 2 as well. He's just filling in all the old bunkers and making a clean slate, so when the dozer gets over here, he doesn't have to contend with old elevations and stuff. He can cut and go right to the new stuff. Okay, so I'm here in front of 1 green, and you can kind of see the stakes have been laid out. That stake right there in the middle is the center position, and then they've kind of gone around and just marked elevation changes. That stake, I don't know if you can see, it's got a little bit of orange on it. That's where the drainage exits the green. So that's already tied into the drainage system, so they'll just reconnect to that. But that's 1. 2's over there. 2's been filled in, but it hasn't had any elevation set on it or anything like that. So the concentration right now is 7, 8, 9, maybe 1 if we can get it, and we'll go from there. So right now it's looking like the program is going to be holes 7, 8, and 9, and then probably come over and do 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe then do 5, 6 in the practice green, and then that should be the front. The driving range will probably be built last because we're using it as a staging area, but that's probably going to be pretty close to the order they're done on the front. So right here behind me is a bury pit, and I got a question, that a pretty pertinent question, and it was, do you eventually run out of places to bury things? And the answer technically is yes, but the obstacle that we're running through now is not that we don't have enough ground, it's we're trying to find bury pits and put them in around the existing drainage without having to excavate the drainage, rip it out, put the bury pit in, and then put the drainage back in. So we're finding spots like this in areas where it's in between existing drain lines and things like that, and then we can dig a healthy bury pit to be able to put all the stuff. But over time, all the material that we put in the ground just kind of decomposes and turns into just heavy organics and things like that. So it's not damaging or anything like that. We're not burying toxic materials. We're just putting dirt that has a little bit of grass in it back into the ground. And like this area right here behind me, that's basically drainage rock. So eventually you will have to start excavating drainage and using those areas, but right now we're going around all the drainage so we don't have to disturb it. And then 20 years, 25 years down the road, when the golf course that we're building gets rebuilt, you know, we'll have to find new bury pits. But one of the things I'm doing is marking out where all the existing bury pits are, the ones that we did in 2009 and the ones that we're doing now. So there'll be a map for the next guy, because hopefully in 25 years I'll be retired. I'll make some savvy stock moves and maybe be a member here or whatever, and I can help out. But if I get to rebuild this golf course a 3rd time, that would be, you know, one of the all-time great moves here. So who knows? But anyway, bury pits, eventually you do run out of space, but right now we got plenty of them. So that's the story.